Hey, what's going on, Maschine Masters? My name is MGTheFuture. Thank you guys for joining us on this channel today. Today I will be in FL Studio 20.1 for Mac, and I figured it'd be a cool day to do a Christmas flip or a Christmas beat challenge. Normally around Christmas, every December, people in the Facebook groups and stuff start talking about flipping Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer or something light. So what I want to do is a lo-fi Christmas flip, and I'm going to try to do it better than I normally do it every year when Christmas comes. So I'll be using Serato Sample to help me with that, and as I go through the process and make decisions, I'll be explaining those. So those tips and techniques you can use and borrow to help you do similar, even if you're not trying to flip a Christmas sample. I'm going to use Christmas Time Is Here, which comes from the Charlie Brown Christmas movie, if I'm not mistaken. On first glance, it looks like we detected it's in C major. There's a couple of ways to verify that, but the only thing I'm worrying about right now are the chops themselves, just to make sure it's something I can actually use. Cool, so it has that nostalgia vibe. It's a jazz piano. It's perfect for lo-fi in my humblest of opinions. So let's see. Let's go to our drum folder and see what we got. Let's extend this to 32 steps. In the new version of FL Studio, you get to define how long this grid is, especially if you're using like an Akai Fire or something that's very useful. So here's a simple drum pattern or rhythm. And I'm gonna go into, this icon's called the graph editor. I'm on velocity. Since I'm doing ghost kicks and double kicks, I'll roll some of these velocities down. And then on my snares, I'm gonna nudge them. We can do that by using shift. And I think I wanna move every other snare forward a little bit, just to create my own custom groove. And then on my kick, do the same for the double kicks. All right, that's my main backing beat. So with lo-fi at least, one of the cool patterns to do with hi-hats is every other or every third step. And then all of these, I'm gonna shift completely. So I think we use right click and make them pretty much the same distance. Basically is equivalent to going to piano roll and nudging all your notes to the right without using quantize. So now we can go back to Serato Sample, check out these chops. Real smooth, real simple. I'm gonna send this track to 5, and then I'm gonna show you how I process it in terms of lo-fi hip hop. In fact, let's go ahead and color these real quick so they're more interesting. I'm gonna hold the Alt key or Option key and press down to move Serato Sample to the 5th position. I'm gonna select all of these. In this little menu here, use color selected gradient. I'm gonna choose 2 colors. Christmas is what, red to green. Let's see what we're talking about down here. Christmas colors, that's terrible and hideous, but hey, we'll do channel routing in the mixer. I'm gonna right click on channel 1, where my kick was, channel 1 through 5. All of these are gonna inherit their names and colors. Lit. So we get this dope gradient in our mixer. Now, a few things I wanna do on my sample itself. I want it to be ducked by the kick. So on my kick, I'm gonna go here to the peak controller. And what this will allow me to do is to take the shape or envelope of our kick and map it to any parameter within the FL Studio mixer. So on my channel with my sample, I'm gonna right click on the mixer. I'm gonna do link to controller. And from this internal controller drop-down list, we'll choose control peak, the middle one basically. And then under mapping formula, I'm gonna choose inverted, which will push the fader down every time the kick occurs. And that's all you have to do. I'm gonna hit accept. I'm gonna go back to free peak controller. And what you want to adjust to make sure this is correct is the bass and the volume. Bass is what the level is on the mixer, volume is how much it ducks. And this should be called volume to map to the mixer, and bass should be something else, but we're not gonna worry about that. You see how when it activates, it goes all the way up, so bass brings it back down, and then volume is how low it gets ducked. All right, so it's got that vibe, at least for the sidechain part of the sample. Now I'm gonna do some more processing. I'm gonna take my sample and I'm gonna double it up. And what I mean is you can click this little right arrow here so you can see the signal flow is going to the master channel and it's going parallel here. And right here, I'm gonna call that something bass. And we're gonna filter it out just by using probably Fruity EQ, to be honest with you. This part's the easy part. You just take the last band, bring it all the way down, sharpen it up a little bit, and then pull it back. So around 100 to 200 or so. And you can even see these little red vertical stripes. That's where our bass tones are. And at that point, you can embellish it and use like different processing plugins to make the bass louder, sound goodizer, saturation, soft clipper, things like that. Me personally, I'm probably gonna use something from Waves called Low Air. Low Air is made for this job. I'll make Low Air mono though. And just go through the presets to see if we get, well, Earthquake, be interesting. Subharmonic mastering, what does that sound like? So we get some control and depth there. We're gonna right click on its fader, link to controller, peak, invert it, and have it ducked as well with the kick. That's probably the most important one to duck, to be honest with you. And let's take our hi-hat just for good measure. Everybody's getting ducked today. It's like Oprah. Everybody gets a car. Let's do it. Everybody gets a side chain. And then of course the last thing, let's bring it all together. I want to use something called Wolf Compressor, which is emulating the SP303 vinyl comp. And it has some extra parameters as well. And just go through these presets, see what we got. And that's pretty much it. That's my simple, very simple lo-fi Christmas vibe beat. I just wanted to show you the processing and the chain and how I approach it and picking samples and setting it up in FL Studio's mixer so you can control it and generate a bass line with very little effort. And the sidechain, which is the most important thing in lo-fi, next to, of course, the sound of tape or compression and some wobble or drift from the tape effects. So if you have any comments, questions, or concerns, definitely leave them in the box below. I appreciate your guys' time and support. If you guys have social media, be sure to follow us. I'm at MGTheFuture on Twitter and Instagram. Also be sure to follow at Maschine Masters. Have a happy holidays, guys. Until next time, peace.